Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Eder Academics. I'm your teacher, Lot, your teacher in reading and writing skills subject. Today's topic, we're going to talk about the three types of claims, namely the claim of fact, the claim of policy, and the claim of value. While you are watching and listening to this video, please don't forget to answer the following questions. Number 1, what are the different types of claims? Number 2, identify its type. And of course, number 3, formulate patterns according to its type. So, are you ready? Sit back and relax. Happy learning! Before we discuss the types of claims, we need to know first the characteristics of good claims. First is, a claim should be argumentative and debatable. For example, men are better in math than women. That's debatable. Although I am a woman, this is then gender bias or arguable. Second, a claim should be specific and focused. The example is, men are better in math, but of course only in math, not in all aspects, or else women will fight for it. Okay, the third is, a claim should be interesting and engaging. Men are very good in math than women. Of course, not really engaging nowadays, but others are still curious about this topic. So for me, the topic is still engaging. A claim should be logical. It should result from reasonable weighing of support provided. Common statements like we say, men are logical and women are emotional. Do you agree, women? Well, whatever it is, there should be a reasonable support. Now let's proceed to the types of claims. Referring back to our learning competencies, there are only three types of claims. They are the first, claims of fact, claims of value, and claims of policy. Are you ready? The first is the claim of fact. This claim refers to condition has existed in the past, exists present, or will exist in the future. Inferences are made on data, documents, and scientific observations and research. That's why research papers are based on facts. They are reliable. Factual claims could be founded in the historical facts and relational causal events or concepts, and predictions on plausible evidence. Before you write or analyze claims, here are your guiding questions. Questions like, did it happen? Does it exist? Is it true? How can its truthfulness be verified? Is it a fact? So let's have one example. The oldest known disease in the world is leprosy. This is a fact, of course. It's part of our history, referring to the past. Another example is, cancer is not contagious. It is a suppressant fact. And the climate will get warmer in the next few years because of global warming. This is a future fact, as what scientists or environmentalists predict. So these are the text or how to defend your claim. So you have to state the claim clearly. Second is, define terms that may be controversial or ambiguous so that readers know exactly what you mean. And make sure that your evidence fulfills the appropriate criteria. The data should be sufficient, accurate, recent, typical. The authority should be reliable. And you have a clear conclusions. Arrange your evidence in order to emphasize what is important. The second is the claims of value. There are value judgments made based on moral standards and norms. They require the use of standards of evaluation, presentation of advantages on moral standards use of example to concretize abstractions, and use of credible experts. That's why we always rely on the religious experts like priests, pastors, monks, when we seek advice, as they are credible in terms of moral standards. It is also based on likes or dislikes, whether it's good or bad. For example, death penalty is unjust. Why? Why is it unjust? It talks about whether it is good or bad. The second is, it is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Oh, do you agree? The statement is, one is better than the other. So these are the guide questions. Which claims endorse what is good or bad? What qualities should be considered good and why? Which of these values contend with others? Which ones are more important and why? Whose standards are used? So how are you going to defend your claims of value? These are the tips. First, try to make clear that values or principles you are defending should have priority on any scale of values. Second is, keep in mind that you and your readers may differ about their relative importance. Third is, suggest that adherence to the values you are defending will bring about some good results and some specific situations or bad results if respect for the values is ignored. Since value terms are abstract, you use examples and illustrations to clarify meanings and make distinctions. Comparisons and contrasts are especially helpful, and you may use testimonies of others to prove that knowledgeable or highly regarded people share your values too. Let's proceed to the third, and this is the claims of policy. They are specific and measurable actions that need to be done in order to address issues or concerns presented in an argument or proposition. These claims are given conditions should exist, and it advocates adoption of policies or actions because problems have arisen and call for solution. That's why senators, the Congress focus much on creating policies. So these are examples. A dress code should be introduced for all students. And another policy is President Duterte recalled order allowing kids aged 10 to 14 outside their homes. These are examples of policies made. So here are the ways to defend your claims of policy. The first one is convince your audience that the problem exists. Second, make your proposal clear, that is precisely defined, and if necessary, establish that there is a need for a change. If changes have been ignored or resisted, there may be good or at least understandable reason why this is so. Okay? You have to consider the opposing arguments. You may want to state the opposing arguments in a brief paragraph in order to answer them in the body of your argument. Devote the major part of your essay to providing that your proposal is an answer to the opposing arguments, and there are distinct benefits for your readers in adopting your proposal. And you also have to support your proposal with solid data, but don't neglect the moral considerations and the common sense reasons, which may be even more persuasive. These tips are helpful when you want to prove your claim with supporting details. That's all, and thank you for listening.